Okay, so this is going to give you an overview of the digital signage and how I've been created them and other ways they can be created and kind of get you into this a little bit. So, digital sign app we use is called OptiSign. The login is support. No, I'm sorry, pawnaturals at gmail.com, I believe. Okay. And this is where we configure what's going to show on the sign, make the playlist, assign it to screens. But you can add things through OptiSign. Either so through the apps is where you can add everything from your all your social media pages, different news feeds, some RSS feeds. You could embed. This is where we how we add a Google slide presentation. We use the app to bring it up. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So let's get out of here. To make the slide presentation, I have really just been creating the slides in Canva as graphics and then um, down, downloading them either as graphics, but I've also been playing around with downloading them as a PowerPoint slide. Okay, because you could import PowerPoint slides into Google Slides. The size for the vertical display always has to be 1080 by 1920, and I notate that here. So anything you make, the page size has to be that. Now another place, so like if you're and if you're in here, um, there's a lot of slide templates, just not a ton that are vertical in Canva. So if you were in here and you're going to create a design and the presentation format is PowerPoint, you could download this to PowerPoint. And you will see all the presentation templates all come in several different slides, which is what we want, but they're almost all vertical and you would have to go kind of resize, reformat to make it look right. I found this website called Envato Elements is like a graphic design element website where you're grabbing icons, you're grabbing backgrounds, you're grabbing textures, but they also have presentations. And that's kind of why I joined to at least try to make our window signs look nice. We want Google slide presentation, and we want to showcase products. You kind of have to look around to see what keywords are being used for the stuff we want. So let's just say product showcase. And then you will see several that come up. You download the zip file, you unzip it, and then you upload it into Google Slides. Okay. So I found, and you want to use the word vertical, but I found a few. So you don't need to play too much on this yet. I want you to try and develop some slideshows basically. So when you'll see vertical ones that are just easier for us, so we don't have to resize. So I took the liberty, I downloaded it. These are all free, by the way. I pay a subscription for this. We'll try it out for a year and see what happens. So you download the zip file, you unzip it, and then you import it into Google Slides. This is one of them I did. So you would import it into Google Slides, okay, and you will see it in the lineup here, okay, and then you open it, and then you start plugging in basically our photos. There's always a little, help doc on the first few pages, but it's a pretty long presentation. It would be nice to find a few of these, format them, add our photos. This probably is not the best one to use. I do like them animated. It doesn't have to be every one. But let's say we fix this up, you add it in, right? And then to put it into OptiSign, here's what we do. And I'm actually going to use this one because it's done. I mean, let's see. Here, this one, because it's done. Always have to be pawnaturalchicago@gmail.com. Okay. And this one, these were literally graphics that I made in the side. Oh, that looks nice. Okay. Made in the size on Canva, and then uploaded and just imported the photos over the slide, basically in the exact same size. I don't know why that. This one I don't think I'm using, but it's just a test. So we do it. Okay, we have everything coming in. We have every graphics, whatever. We animate what we can, and then we want to publish on the web, right? This is where you would start slideshow. You want to restart it, change it every 3 seconds, publish, yes, and then you'll get a link. Control and copy the link, and then we go to OptiSigns, we go Google Slides. Okay. And then basically you just cut and paste the link there, and then it will show. And then you have to add it to a playlist, because just because you're adding the thing doesn't mean. So here, okay. Well, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted the here. Oh, so it finds you. This is different. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so it found, I didn't even have to type and paste. That's different. So now we're going to name it Star Wars. All right, and then I already put the URL in there. Update interval, advanced slide every 5 will update when changes on this. And yeah, we want it because we could change things in Google Slides and then it will show here. Okay, so that's why it's nice to use a cloud version, right? So, okay, we saved it. This will give you the preview of what it's going to look like once it's on the thing. Okay. So we close it, and now it's here, Star Wars. In OptiSigns, there's many things you can add. You can add, obviously, Google Slides. You can add all your social media. You could add your reviews. You can embed any HTML to show anything. Feeds. You can actually design in this thing. This is new. Basically, little templates for quick signs. But all of our Google, our Google accounts link here. You just have to activate this and fill in the relevant information. I mean, they added a lot since I've last checked. But these are all things that you can add to the sign playlist, basically. So now these are the assets. This is what we've uploaded, created. And then it's about making the playlist. This is the current playlist. This is what's playing in the order for whatever amount of time. And you just drag the elements here, okay? And that's the playlist we have. You can set different, you don't want to stretch images. You can do what the transition is, how quick you want it. And then once you set the playlist, then you are going to be assigning the screens. And you can see, I could already see that this one is offline. But what you are doing is, you can see it's playing the new playlist there. That's the counter display playlist. Okay. You could also set this on a schedule to play different ones. But you can add whatever you want to the playlist, whether it's the apps, your social media stream. You can set how long each slide plays for, the transition, all that stuff. So you can add a variety of different stuff, videos. So it's not just Google Slides. There's all different ways you can show this stuff. Now, in Canva, if you were to design a presentation, as I kind of went into this a little bit, it's going to always, the presentation will always going to be this 1920 to 1080 pixel. However, you can export as presentation, PowerPoint. It's all the way at the end, I think. Right? So this will actually export it as a presentation. And then you unzip it, and then you would import it into here. And this is so you can move elements around and animate them in Google Slides, because you can't do that with if you just exported the graphic as a PNG or a JPEG. So here's the slide presentation. If you were going to Google Slides, I'm going to do a blank presentation. And then you would do, and you want to resize it. So to resize here, this is important. You go to page setup, go to custom, change it to pixel, change it to 1080, 1920. If you're using one of the pre-made presentations, you don't need to do that. You also want to get rid of this layout. Just do blank. Okay. Right. So now we want to import slides. And the ones I just downloaded are what we're going to import. Downloaded from Canva. But you will see the way it imports is a little goofy. And you do have to kind of configure quite a bit. I just grabbed all these icons off Envato. So I'm a little obsessed. So here, so let's see what happens. So it's going to import. It's going to ask you want all the slides. You say yes. And then, but you will have to move stuff around because it will look a little jacked. So so once this uploads, it'll throw it on the slide. Okay. But oh, server rejection. What is that? Oh, it's because you see this. It's because I created it in here. It has to be on this public. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay. I got to request access to the account I own. Fine. So, but that's it in a nutshell, basically. I was going to import those slides. You'll see that once you get them in there, they have to be manipulated quite a bit. And then to embed it, and you really don't even have to do this anymore because it already knew once you were signed into OptiSign, our account. But I just want to give you a little overview. I'm most interested in showcasing products, our discounts, and features and benefits of Paw Naturals. If you have time to play on this week, please do. But this is something I am totally neglecting, and it has to be part of our marketing stack, so to speak.